The same God who said to love your neighbor as yourself was the same God who said don't mix wool and linen. So once you get convinced that the Torah is not perfect, but it's an ethical net gain in society, it makes you want to incorporate it all in your life instead of picking and choosing. And I mean, essentially, just like making your own religion from that perspective. So, I mean, that's the main reason. I mean, this is why people should remain religious because it works. And then only after that, you incorporate the parts that don't make sense. Even the rabbis themselves teach that the most important commandments are positive. You have all these ceremonial laws that you're able to do with other people and actually make the world a better place, because making the world a better place is a team effort. This is why I teach that the ceremonial are there to guard the ethical, but it's the ethical that are important. I don't think any reasonable person that would like say otherwise. But I mean, to say that I'm going to keep this and throw that out, right? I mean, essentially gets you to start throwing, I mean, ethical portions out also. Now, like we could say that we don't understand certain mitzvot, right? Or I'm not going to keep a specific mitzvah because I may think that's ethical. For sure, that could be a start, right? And that could even be where you remain.
Or because the mitzvah that in this day and age is irrelevant because we've figured out another way to solve that particular problem. Meaning not eating meat and cheese today is not very relevant, not like it was in the past. Not eating pork is not very relevant as it was in the past. Not eating
look,
shellfish or the ceremonial dietary or whatever. Like a lot of
I
them.
think this is a good start. I mean, I think nowadays just paying tribute, like to the fact that it's this book, the Torah in particular, that has civilized society, just paying tribute to that fact could in some way label you religious in God's eyes. If you could articulate that the ethics that you practice every day has a root to it. You didn't just put enough monkeys together and with a bunch of typewriters in a room and they came out with this ethical law code that suddenly works. No, the
Why
Torah.
not? They've
What?
proven that if you put 1,000 monkeys in a room, they'll write literature. That's exactly you just
No,
made
No,
my
no,
point
that's why
right
you
here.
use that. They don't write a cohesive literature in the way
Yeah.
that you're seeing Asher explain, like the fabric of society. It doesn't. That's actually, I
The
can go get
example is
them.
that they don't. You won't get a Shakespeare like if you put enough monkeys in the room. Okay. Now, like maybe what you're talking about is like the Bible codes. Like if you have a book big enough, like Moby Dick, I think in Israel they put Moby Dick through the whole gematria thing, and they found certain things in Moby Dick because I mean it was an unreasonable pursuit to begin with. I mean it's just people trying to fool people into becoming religious. But as long as you don't hate God, this is why in Judaism, like in the first